creating GitHub issues from anywhere, a new preview for .NET 10 and more, all of this in this episode of Developer News for the calendar weeks 28 and 29. I'm already a day late, so let's dive right into it. GitHub introduces the ability to create issues from anywhere in the UI. You can do this by clicking the plus button in the header section and then create new issue. This allows you to create issues without interrupting your current workflow. Additionally, you can now duplicate existing issues to other repositories with a new button in the lower right hand corner. Another new feature for GitHub is you can now log in and register new accounts with Google. The last one is there's a new public preview of a new repository creation screen, which streamlines the whole user interface. The Copilot chat extension for Visual Studio Code is now open source. Its source code can be found on GitHub under the MIT license. It's always nice to see when Microsoft decides to open source a new project. Furthermore, Visual Studio Code version 1.102 released, which contains a huge list of improvements to Copilot and Copilot chat. My highlights being a new snooze ability to snooze inline suggestions for a certain amount of time, and an ability to maximize the chat window inside Visual Studio Code. .NET 10 Preview 6 comes with improvements to the JSON serializer, where you can now define if duplicate properties are allowed or not. To disallow them, just set the new Allow Duplicate Properties property in the JSON serializer options to false. With that also comes a new preset, JSON serializer options .strict, which sets the most strict JSON serializer options. 2 previous ago, file-based apps were introduced. These allow you to execute .NET files without having to specify a certain project. One of these improvements allows you to reference projects with the project directive. Windows Forms has improved its dark mode, like menu strips and the list view header. Furthermore, you can now set the form screen capture mode property on a form to specify if a user is allowed to take a screenshot of it or not. You can also specify whether you want the whole window to disappear or just its content when you take a screenshot. And now at last, some small news in the ticker. The Figma and Sketch design kits for iOS and iPadOS 26 are now available from Apple's website. TypeScript releases a new beta, version 5.9, which with other things comes with a more simplified tsconfig file when using the tsc --init command. Microsoft 365 Copilot custom agents are now generally available. Whether you made it with Copilot Studio, Visual Studio or anything else, they can now be used in the Microsoft 365 Copilot chat interface. That's already it. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you next time.